Hello everyone. Welcome to Mr. English Lab. Don't forget to subscribe for daily tips. That will help you speak English more confidently. Traveling can be very exciting, but for many people learning English, airports can feel stressful. Airports are full of new words, signs, announcements, and rules, and it is easy to feel lost or nervous. Today we will talk about English you can use at the airport so you can stay calm and confident from the moment you check in until you board your plane. Let's start with the check-in counter. When you reach the counter, it is polite to greet the staff and tell them your reason clearly. You can say, "Hello, I'd like to check in for my flight to London, please." Using the word please and speaking clearly shows politeness and makes it easy for the staff to understand you. If you have luggage to check, you can add something like, "I have one suitcase and a carry-on bag. Could you please help me with a baggage tag?" This not only helps you get assistance, but also shows respect to the staff. Simple, polite words go a long way. Next comes the security checkpoint. Airports have strict rules for safety, and being polite and cooperative makes everything easier. You might ask, "Excuse me, could you please tell me if I should remove my laptop from my bag?" Or, "I'm sorry, is it okay if I place my liquids in this tray?" Using words like "excuse me" and "I'm sorry" shows that you respect the security staff and understand their job. Speak clearly and confidently, but always be polite. This will make the process faster and less stressful. After security, you need to find your gate, which can sometimes be confusing, especially in large airports. If you are unsure, it's polite to ask someone, "Excuse me, could you please tell me how to get to gate 24? Thank you very much." Remember, phrases like "could you please" and "thank you" make people willing to help you. It is normal to ask for directions multiple times in big airports, and being polite in every interaction keeps the experience positive. Now, let's talk about speaking to flight attendants. Once you are on the plane, clear and polite English is important. You might need help finding your seat, stowing your luggage, or asking for a drink or a snack. Using simple sentences and polite words makes communication smooth. For example, "Excuse me, could I please have a glass of water?" Or, "I'm sorry, could you help me put my bag in the overhead compartment?" Polite words like "excuse me, please," and "thank you" make flight attendants happy to help you. It also shows that you are calm and confident. In short, traveling by a plane is easier when you know the right English phrases. From the check-in counter to security, asking for directions, and talking to flight attendants, politeness, clear speech, and confidence are key. Always remember to use words like "please," "excuse me," "thank you," and "I'm sorry." They show respect and make your journey smooth and enjoyable. Even if English is not your first language, practicing these simple phrases will help you communicate effectively and feel more confident in any airport situation. By using these polite phrases and speaking clearly, you will not only make your travel easier, but also leave a positive impression on everyone you meet. Traveling can be fun and stress-free when you feel prepared. Practice these phrases. Stay calm and enjoy your trip. Traveling on a plane can be exciting, but it can also be a little stressful, especially if you're learning English. Once you are on the plane, knowing simple, polite phrases can make your journey much easier. For example, if you need something from a flight attendant, You can politely ask, "Excuse me, could I please have a blanket?" or "I'm sorry, could you help me adjust my seat?" These short, polite requests are easy for attendants to understand and respond. 2. Starting with "excuse me" may make sure you do not interrupt anyone or seem rude. Using polite language is important because it shows respect and helps create a positive atmosphere on the plane. Sometimes flights do not go exactly as planned. Delays, gate changes, or cancellations can happen at any airport. In these situations, it is very important to stay calm and speak politely. If you need information about a delay, you can say something like, "Excuse me, could you please tell me the expected boarding time for flight BA 345? I would really appreciate your help." This kind of polite phrasing is professional and makes the staff more likely to respond in a helpful way. Even when situations are frustrating, polite and clear communication helps you get the information you need without creating tension. Airports also have customs and immigration officers. Here, clear and confident communication is very important. When an officer asks, "What is the purpose of your visit?" you can answer politely, "I am here for tourism and will be staying for 5 days. Thank you." If they ask to see your documents, you can respond, "Here are my passport and boarding pass. Please let me know if you need anything else." "Here are my passport and boarding pass. Please let me know if you need anything else." Calm and polite sentences at these points reduces stress and shows respect for official procedures. Practicing these phrases before traveling can make your airport experience much smoother. When you know what to say, you can communicate politely, stay confident, and avoid confusion. Now, let's imagine you are starting your journey at the check-in counter. You arrive at a busy international airport and see a long line of people. Instead of feeling nervous, you walk to the counter confidently and politely say, "Hello. I'd like to check in for flight AA 102 to New York, please." The staff smiles and asks, "Do you have any luggage to check?" You respond clearly and politely, "Yes, I have one suitcase and a carry-on bag. Could you please help me with the baggage tag?" By using "please" and speaking in complete sentences, you make the interaction smooth and positive. The staff understands you and the process becomes simple and stress-free. Even after check-in, polite English helps at every step of your journey. At security, when finding your gate, asking for directions, or speaking with flight attendants using phrases like "excuse me," "please," "thank you," and "I'm sorry" shows respect and helps others assist you quickly. Delays or unexpected changes at airports can be challenging, but polite language helps you handle them calmly. Clear communication with customs and immigration, as well as with airline staff, makes your travel experience comfortable and less stressful. By practicing these simple phrases before your trip, you will feel more confident speaking English in airports. You'll be able to check in, pass through security, ask for help, and interact with flight attendants politely. Airports will no longer seem intimidating, and your travel experience will be smoother, easier, and more enjoyable. Remember, the key to successful airport communication is clear, polite, and confident English. Use it at every step of your journey, and you will notice the difference in how helpful and friendly people are. Politeness combined with confidence makes traveling a happy experience. When you check in at the airport, polite language can make the process smooth and stress-free. For example, if you have luggage, you can say, "Yes, I have one suitcase and a carry-on bag. Could you please help me with the baggage tag?" Notice how using please and polite phrasing helps the interaction go easily. Sometimes small problems happen, like your preferred seat may not be available. Instead of sounding frustrated, you can respond politely, "I understand the seats are limited. Could you please check if a window seat is available? Thank you very much." This shows patience and respect. Politeness usually gets better results than sounding demanding or upset. Next, let's talk about security checkpoints. Security can feel stressful because of strict rules and long lines. You can handle it calmly by asking questions politely. For example, "Excuse me, could you please tell me if I should remove my laptop from my bag?" Or, "I'm sorry, could you advise if my liquids are within the allowed limit?" Using words like "excuse me" and "I'm sorry" shows respect and helps the staff cooperate. Speaking clearly and politely makes the process smoother and less stressful. Airports often have many announcements that can be confusing. For example, you may hear, "Passengers for flight AA102, please proceed to gate 24. If you are not sure where gate 24 is, it's okay to ask someone politely, "Excuse me, could you please tell me how to get to gate 24? Thank you very much." Even if you ask more than once, repeating polite phrases keeps the interaction positive. People are more willing to help when you are calm and respectful. Now, let's imagine you are in an airport lounge. You may have a lounge pass and need information or help from the staff. For example, if you want to use Wi-Fi, you could ask, "Hello, could you please tell me the Wi-Fi password? I'd really appreciate your help." If you need help charging your laptop, you could add politely, "Excuse me, could you please direct me to a charging station? Thank you." Using polite English in lounges ensures that staff respond promptly and happily. Small gestures of respect like saying "please" and "thank you" go a long way. Sometimes airport announcements require immediate attention. For example, imagine you hear that flight AA1022 to New York is delayed by 30 minutes. Instead of panicking, you can approach the counter calmly and ask, "Excuse me, could you please confirm the new boarding time for flight AA102? I would really appreciate your help." This polite approach helps staff give clear information quickly, even in busy or stressful situations. Calm and respectful English keeps the experience positive. In summary, traveling through airports is much easier when you speak politely and clearly from check-in to security, finding your gate, using lounges, and asking about delays. Polite phrases like "please," "thank you," "excuse me," and "I'm sorry" make a big difference. Politeness shows respect, builds confidence, and makes your journey smoother. Practicing these phrases before your trip can help you feel ready. You will know what to say, how to ask for help, and how to communicate politely with staff. Airports will no longer feel stressful or confusing. Instead, you will feel calm, confident, and prepared for every step of your travel. Remember, the key to smooth Travel is clear, polite, and confident. English. Using it at every step from check-in to boarding makes your airport experience simple, pleasant, and enjoyable. Even when flights are delayed, using calm and polite language can make a big difference. For example, if your flight AA-102 is delayed, you can politely ask at the counter, "Excuse me, could you please confirm the new boarding time for flight AA-102? I'd really appreciate your help." Speaking politely, even in stressful situations, reduces tension and makes staff more willing to assist you. Remaining calm helps you feel in control and keeps interactions positive. Now, let's talk about interactions with flight attendants. Boarding can sometimes be confusing, especially if you have carry-on restrictions or need help with your seat. Instead of saying something like, "Where do I put this?" you can politely ask, "Excuse me, could you please tell me where to place my carry-on bag?" If you need help adjusting your seat, you can say, "Excuse me, could you please assist me with reclining my seat? Thank you very much." Short, polite requests like these make flight attendants happy to help and create a pleasant experience for everyone on the plane. During the flight, you might need extra assistance. For example, if you want a blanket, you can ask politely, "Excuse me, could I please have a blanket? Thank you very much." Or if you feel unwell, you could say, "I'm sorry to bother you, but could you please check if I can get some water or assistance? I'd really appreciate it." Using polite English, even for small requests, ensures smooth and positive interactions throughout the flight. Airports are dynamic places, and delays or gate changes are common. Imagine your flight is delayed again. Instead of sounding frustrated, approach the airline desk politely. "Excuse me, could you please let me know the estimated boarding time for flight A102? I'd really appreciate your assistance." Calm and polite phrasing usually results in more helpful and patient responses from staff. Keeping your tone respectful and confident is key to reducing stress in these situations. Next, let's move to customs and immigration, where clarity and politeness are extremely important. If an officer asks, "What is the purpose of your visit?" a polite and clear response would be, "I am traveling for tourism and will be staying for 5 days. Thank you." If they ask for your documents, you can respond politely, "Here are my passport and boarding pass. Please let me know if you need any additional information." Using please and thank you at customs shows respect for official procedures, reduces stress, and ensures a smoother experience. Finally, while waiting at airport shops and cafes, polite English is still useful. For example, if you want to order food or drinks, you can say, "Excuse me, could I please have a coffee and a sandwich? Thank you very much." Even small acts of politeness make staff happy to serve you and create a calm, friendly environment. Airports can be busy and stressful, but using polite and clear English at every step from check-in to boarding, from customs to lounges and shops, makes the experience much easier and more enjoyable. Practicing these phrases before your trip helps you feel prepared. You will know how to ask for help, how to request items politely, and how to communicate clearly with airport staff. Airports will feel less intimidating, and you will be able to travel with confidence. Remember, the key to smooth and successful travel is clear, polite, and confident English. Use it at check-in, security, boarding, customs, in flight, and in lounges or cafes. Politeness shows respect, builds confidence, and makes your entire journey more enjoyable. By practicing these phrases, you can navigate airports calmly and confidently no matter where you're traveling. Airports can be busy and waiting times are often long. Many travelers choose to shop or eat while waiting for their flights. Polite English is helpful in these situations, too. For example, if you want to order a coffee, you can say, "Hello, could I please have a cappuccino and a croissant? Thank you very much." If you're unsure about what to order, you can ask for a recommendation politely. "Excuse me, could you please suggest a popular snack? I'd really appreciate your help." Using polite phrases like "please," "thank you," and "excuse me" ensures that the staff respond warmly and efficiently. Being courteous makes even simple interactions smoother and more pleasant. Next, let's talk about baggage claim. Imagine your suitcase does not appear on the carousel. Instead of raising your voice or showing frustration, approach a staff member politely. "Excuse me, my luggage hasn't arrived yet. Could you please assist me in locating it? Thank you very much." Calm and polite English encourages staff to respond quickly and professionally. Even small gestures of politeness like smiling and using respectful words can make a big difference in how people help you. Now consider asking for transport from the airport. If you need a taxi or a ride share, you can ask politely, "Hello, could you please direct me to the taxi stand? I'd really appreciate it. Thank you." If you're taking a ride share and have a small request, you can say, "Hi, could we please take the highway instead of local streets? I'd really appreciate it." Even minor requests are more effective when phrased politely. Polite English helps drivers, staff, and fellow travelers understand your needs and respond kindly. Airports often involve unexpected questions, especially from customs officers. For example, if an officer asks about your return flight, instead of sounding nervous, you can answer calmly, "My return flight is on June 15th. Please let me know if you need any additional documents. Thank you." Using please and thank you maintains a professional and relaxed tone. It shows that you are calm, confident, and respectful of the rules. Polite English is also essential in airport emergencies. For example, if someone needs medical help, you could say, "Excuse me, could you please call airport medical assistance immediately? Thank you very much." Even in urgent situations, using polite phrasing communicates the importance of the situation without sounding rude, panicked, or aggressive. Calm, clear, and polite language helps staff respond quickly and efficiently. Finally, politeness is important when interacting with fellow travelers. Airports can be crowded, and sometimes you may need to ask people to move, share space, or allow access. For example, if you need to pass through a crowded area, you can say, "Excuse me, could I please get through? Thank you very much." Simple, polite phrases keep interactions positive and prevent misunderstandings. They also make the airport environment more comfortable for everyone. In summary, using polite and clear English throughout the airport, from shopping, dining, baggage claim, transport, emergencies, customs to interactions with others, makes travel easier, safer, and more enjoyable. Practicing phrases like please, thank you, excuse me, and I'm sorry helps you stay calm, confident, and respectful in any situation. By preparing these phrases before your trip, you can navigate Airports smoothly communicate effectively and enjoy your journey without stress. Politeness and clarity are the keys to a successful and comfortable travel experience. Airports can be crowded, and sometimes you need to interact politely with other travelers. For example, if you need to pass through a busy area, you can say, "Excuse me, would you mind if I pass through, please?" Or if you need a seat that someone is saving, you can ask, "I'm sorry, could I take the seat? Thank you very much." Using polite phrases in crowded spaces keeps interaction smooth, reduces tension, and makes travel more comfortable for everyone. One of the most important ways to feel confident at the airport is practice. Learners should rehearse common sentences out loud before traveling. For example, "Excuse me, could you please tell me where gate 24 is? I'd like to check in for flight AA102, please. Could I please have a blanket? Thank you very much for your help." Practicing these sentences improves pronunciation, fluency, and confidence. The key is to speak clearly, politely, and calmly at every step of your airport journey, from check-in to security, boarding, lounges, and baggage claim. Now, imagine you have just landed at a large international airport. You are heading to customs and immigration, and the line is long. Many learners feel stressed in this situation, but using polite and clear English makes the process much easier. When it's your turn, an officer might ask, "Purpose of your visit?" A simple, polite answer would be, "I am traveling for tourism and will be staying for 7 days. Please let me know if you need to see any documents. Thank you." Notice how "please" and "thank you" show respect and confidence even when talking to officials. If the officer asks for more details, you can respond politely, "I'll be staying at the Grand Hotel in the city center. Here is my booking confirmation. I'd really appreciate your help in processing my entry." Next, let's imagine a lost luggage situation. If your suitcase does not appear on the carousel, it is important to remain calm. Instead of raising your voice, approach the staff politely. "Excuse me, my luggage hasn't arrived. Could you please assist me in locating it? Thank you very much for your help." The staff may ask you for your baggage claim ticket. You can respond politely, "Of course, here it is." Using calm and polite language in these situations encourages staff to respond quickly and professionally. Politeness makes the process less stressful and helps you get assistance more effectively. Polite communication also works for other airport situations. When asking for transport, ordering food, requesting help from flight attendants, or even asking fellow travelers to move, polite phrases like "Excuse me, please, thank you, and I'm sorry" make interactions positive and stress-free. By practicing these phrases before your trip, you will feel confident and prepared. You will know how to ask for help politely, how to communicate clearly with staff, and how to handle unexpected situations calmly. Airports can feel overwhelming, but clear, polite, and calm English makes every step from check-in, security, lounges, customs, baggage claim to boarding easier and more enjoyable. Remember, the key to a smooth and stress-free airport experience is politeness, clarity, and confidence. Using these skills, you will travel with ease, communicate effectively, and enjoy a comfortable, successful journey. After you have collected your luggage, polite English is very helpful in all airport interactions. For example, if your suitcase does not arrive on time, you can approach the staff calmly and say, "Excuse me, my luggage hasn't arrived yet. Could you please assist me in locating it? I'd really appreciate your assistance." Using polite language reduces tension and ensures staff respond professionally. You can also follow up with, "Could you please let me know when my luggage will be delivered to the hotel? Thank you so much." Next, you may need to interact with taxi or ride-share drivers to reach your hotel. Approach the driver politely. "Hello, could you please take me to the Grand Hotel downtown? I'd really appreciate it. Thank you." If the driver asks about the route, you can make a small request politely. "Would you mind taking the highway instead of local streets? I'd really appreciate it. Thank you very much." Polite phrasing makes communication smooth and ensures drivers respond positively, even if minor changes are needed. Airports often have cafes and restaurants where waiting for a connecting flight can take time. Ordering politely makes your experience pleasant. For example, you can say, "Excuse me, could I please have a cappuccino and a sandwich? Thank you very much." If you have dietary restrictions, it's important to ask politely, "I'm sorry to bother you, but could you please tell me if this sandwich contains nuts? I'd really appreciate it." Staff are much more willing to assist when you speak politely and clearly. Sometimes you may need airport information like confirming a gate. If your flight is delayed, you can politely ask, "Excuse me, could you please tell me if gate 34 is still correct for flight AA102? Thank you very much for your help." Or, if you need directions to an airport lounge, you could say, "Hello, could you please direct me to the business lounge? I'd really appreciate your help." Clear and polite English ensures staff respond quickly and accurately. Now let's talk about interactions with security staff. Sometimes your carry-on items may need to be inspected. Staying calm and polite is very important. You can ask, "Excuse me, could you please tell me if I should remove my laptop from my bag or if liquids need to be checked?" If you feel unsure about the rules, it's fine to add politely, "I'm sorry, are these items allowed in my carry-on? I'd really appreciate your guidance." Using "excuse me, please, and I'm sorry" shows respect and helps security staff assist you efficiently. Calm, polite language also reduces stress for both you and the staff. By practicing these polite sentences before traveling, you will feel prepared for all airport situations, from baggage claim, taxis, and cafes to lounges, gate changes, and security checks. Speaking clearly, politely, and calmly makes every step of the airport journey smoother and more comfortable. Remember, even small phrases like "Please," "Thank you," "Excuse me," and "I'm sorry" make a big difference. Polite English improves communication, reduces misunderstandings, and creates a positive travel experience. When you combine politeness with confidence, airports feel less stressful and your journey becomes easier and more enjoyable. Even during security inspections, it is important to stay polite. For example, if you are unsure about liquids in your bag, you can ask, "Excuse me, are these liquids within the allowed limit? Thank you very much for your guidance." Being polite, even during stressful inspections, helps avoid misunderstandings and makes the process smoother for both you and the security staff. Next, consider flight, boarding announcements, and last-minute changes. Sometimes gates change unexpectedly. If this happens, you can ask a nearby staff member politely. Excuse me, could you please confirm the new boarding gate for flight BA345? I'd really appreciate your help. Or if your boarding pass scanner isn't working, you could say, I'm sorry. Could you please assist me with scanning my boarding pass? Thank you very much. Using polite language makes these interactions smoother, reduces stress, and ensures staff are willing to help. Airports also sometimes involve emergencies or unexpected situations. For example, if a fellow passenger feels unwell, you can respond calmly and politely. Excuse me, could you please call the airline's medical assistance immediately? Thank you. Or if your own seatbelt is stuck, you could say, I'm sorry to bother you. Could you please help me fasten my seatbelt? I'd really appreciate your help. Polite phrases in emergencies ensure your requests are clear, urgent, and calm, which helps staff respond quickly without confusion. Next, let's explore duty-free shopping. Airports have many shops, and asking questions politely makes your experience easier. For example, if you want to check the price of an item, you can say, excuse me, could you please tell me the price of this perfume? Thank you very much. Or if you need help with packaging, I'm sorry to bother you, but could you please gift wrap this item? I'd really appreciate it. Using polite English, staff are happy to assist you, and that you get exactly what you need. Now, consider interactions with other travelers. Airports are crowded and sometimes you need people to move or share space. Using polite phrases makes a big difference. For example, excuse me, would you mind if I pass through, please? Or if someone is blocking a seat, I'm sorry, may I take the seat? Thank you very much. Politeness prevents tension, encourages cooperation, and creates a positive environment even in crowded spaces. Finally, practicing these polite sentences before your trip will help you feel confident in all airport situations, from security checks, gate changes, and emergencies to shopping, cafes, and interacting with fellow travelers. Polite and calm English makes every step of your journey easier. Remember, small words like please, thank you, excuse me, and I'm sorry have a big impact. They show respect, build confidence, and make staff and fellow travelers more willing to help. Using polite, clear, and calm English will make your airport experience smooth, stress-free, and enjoyable. Airports have many lounges and amenities, and asking politely ensures you get help quickly. For example, if you want to use Wi-Fi, you can say, hello, could you please tell me the Wi-Fi password? I'd really appreciate your help. Or if you need a place to charge your devices, you can politely ask, excuse me, could you please direct me to a charging station? Thank you very much. Using polite language makes staff happy to assist and ensures you get the help you need quickly. A good way to prepare for travel is by practicing full airport dialogues. Rehearse sentences like, I'd like to check in for flight AA 102. Please. Excuse me. Could you please tell me where gate 34 is? I'm sorry. Could you please help me with my boarding pass? Could I please have a blanket and a bottle of water? Thank you very much. Practicing these dialogues helps learners gain fluency, confidence, and the ability to stay calm and polite in any airport situation. Imagine you have just arrived at a busy International airport for a connecting flight. You have only 1 hour to catch your next flight and the airport is crowded. Many learners panic in these situations, but using clear and polite English helps manage stress and communicate efficiently. First, check the flight information screens. If you are unsure about your gate, approach an airport staff member politely. Excuse me, could you please tell me where gate B12 is? I'd really appreciate your help. The staff responds, gate B12 is on the second floor near the food court. Just take the escalator up and follow the signs. You reply politely, thank you so much. That's very helpful. Notice how polite phrases like, excuse me, could you please, and thank you so much make interaction smooth and positive. Even in a busy airport, staff are more willing to assist when spoken to politely. Next, imagine navigating security checks with your carry-on luggage. Your laptop and liquids need inspection, and you want to follow the rules carefully. You approach the security officer and say politely, excuse me, could you please let me know if my laptop should be removed from my bag? Are my liquids within the allowed limit? I'm sorry to bother you and thank you very much for your guidance. Being calm and polite during inspections prevents misunderstandings and helps the security process go smoothly. Polite English is also important for boarding and last-minute changes. If your gate changes, you could ask, excuse me, could you please confirm the new boarding gate for flight BA 345? I'd really appreciate your help. Or if your boarding pass scanner isn't working, you could say, I'm sorry. Could you please help me scan my boarding pass? Thank you very much. Even during busy or stressful situations, using polite phrases like, please, thank you, excuse me, and I'm sorry keeps interaction smooth, reduces tension, and ensures staff respond helpfully. By practicing these phrases and dialogues before traveling, you will feel prepared for every airport situation, from lounges, security checks, gate changes, boarding, and amenities to interactions with staff and fellow travelers. Polite, clear, and calm English makes the entire airport experience easier, safer, and more enjoyable. Airports can be stressful, but using polite English makes every interaction smoother. For example, during security checks, you may need to place your laptop in a separate tray. You can ask politely, excuse me, should my laptop be placed in a separate tray? The officer replies, yes, please remove it from your bag. You respond politely, thank you very much. I really appreciate your guidance. Using polite language even during stressful security checks reduces tension and ensures smoother processing for everyone. Next, let's look at interacting with customs officers. Imagine arriving in a foreign country. The officer might ask, what is the purpose of your visit? You can respond clearly and politely, I am here for tourism and will be staying for 10 days. Here is my hotel booking. Please let me know if you need any additional documents. Thank you very much. If the officer asks more questions, respond calmly. I'll also be attending a conference. Here, snorts, are my registration documents. I'd really appreciate your help. Polite and clear English helps you pass immigration smoothly and shows respect for official procedures. Speaking calmly also reduces stress and encourages officials to assist you. Next, consider handling lost luggage. Imagine your suitcase doesn't appear on the carousel. Instead of Panicking, approach the baggage claim. Staff politely. Excuse me, my luggage hasn't arrived. Could you please assist me in locating it? Thank you very much. The staff may ask for your claim ticket. You can respond politely. Here's my ticket. I'd really appreciate your assistance in tracking my luggage. They might reply, your luggage is still on the previous flight. We will deliver it to your hotel within a few hours. You respond politely. Thank you so much for your help. I really appreciate it. Using polite phrasing reduces stress and improves the likelihood of receiving helpful service. Next, let's talk about ordering food or drinks at airport cafes. Waiting for a flight can be long, and polite English makes your experience more pleasant. For example, ordering a meal. Hello, could I please have a cappuccino and a croissant? Thank you very much. If you have dietary restrictions, you can ask politely. I'm sorry to bother you, but could you please tell me if this sandwich contains nuts? I'd really appreciate it. Polite requests ensure staff respond warmly and efficiently. Even small details like saying thank you can make a big difference in service quality. Using polite English also helps when asking for information such as confirming a gate or finding a lounge. For example, excuse me, could you please tell me if Gate B12 is still correct for my flight? Thank you very much for your help. Or, hello, could you please direct me to the business lounge? I'd really appreciate your help. Politeness makes staff willing to assist and ensures your travel experience is smooth even in a busy airport. By practicing these polite sentences before traveling, learners gain confidence, fluency, and calmness, which helps them communicate effectively. From check-in to boarding, customs, baggage claim, cafes, and lounges. Using clear, calm, and polite English makes the airport journey less stressful and more enjoyable. Airports can be busy and sometimes stressful, but using polite English makes every interaction easier and more effective. For example, when ordering food at a cafe or asking about ingredients, you can say, I'm sorry to bother you, but could you please tell me if this sandwich contains nuts? I'd really appreciate your help. Staff are more likely to respond quickly and positively when approached politely. Politeness improves communication and reduces stress for both you and the staff. Next, imagine you need airport information during a flight delay. Your gate changes unexpectedly and you need clarification. You can ask a staff member politely. Excuse me, could you please confirm the new boarding gate for Flight A345? I'd really appreciate your help. If your boarding pass scanner isn't working, you could say, I'm sorry. Could you please assist me with scanning my boarding pass? Thank you very much. Using calm, polite English in these situations ensures smoother communication and reduces frustration for both you and the staff. Airports are also crowded, so you may need to interact with fellow passengers. Polite phrases help prevent conflicts and encourage cooperation. For example, excuse me, would you mind if I pass through, please? Or if a seat is blocked? I'm sorry. May I take this seat? Thank you very much. Politeness in these situations keeps the environment friendly and reduces tension even when space is limited. Next, consider asking for help with airport amenities. Whether you want to use the lounge, find Wi-Fi, or locate a charging station, polite requests work best. For example, hello. Could you please tell me the Wi-Fi password? I'd really appreciate your help. Or, excuse me, could you please direct me to a charging station? Thank you very much. Clear, polite language. Ensure staff respond quickly and positively, making your travel experience more comfortable. Sometimes, you may face unexpected emergencies at the airport or on the plane. For instance, if a fellow traveler feels unwell, you can speak calmly and politely. Excuse me, could you please call airport medical assistance immediately? Thank you very much. Or if your own seatbelt is stuck, I'm sorry to bother you. Could you please help me fasten my seatbelt? I'd really appreciate your help. Polite phrasing communicates urgency clearly without creating panic, helping staff respond efficiently. Airports also have duty-free shops for asking questions. Politely is key. For example, if you want to check a price, you can say, "Excuse me, could you please tell me the price of this perfume? Thank you very much." If you need assistance with packaging or special requests, you could ask, "I'm sorry to bother you, but could you please gift wrap this item? I'd really appreciate it." Using polite language ensures staff are happy to assist you and that you receive the help you need. By practicing these polite phrases in advance, learners gain confidence, fluency, and calmness in any airport situation. From cafes, lounges, flight changes, emergencies, duty-free shopping, and interactions with staff or passengers. Polite, clear, and calm English makes the entire airport journey smooth, stress-free, and enjoyable. Polite English is also very useful when shopping at airports. For example, if you want gift wrapping, you can say, "I'm sorry to bother you, but could you please gift wrap this item? I'd really appreciate your help." Using polite language ensures smooth shopping and positive interactions with staff, making your experience more pleasant. Next, learners should practice full airport dialogues, rehearsing sentences like, "I'd like to check in for flight AA 102. Please. Excuse me, could you please tell me where gate 34 is? I'm sorry. Could you please help me with my boarding pass? Could I please have a blanket and a bottle of water? Thank you very much." Practicing these dialogues improves fluency, pronunciation, and confidence, helping learners communicate clearly in real situations. Now let's explore handling complex airport situations such as missed connections or rebooking flights. Imagine your connecting flight is canceled and you approach the airline desk politely. "Excuse me, my connecting flight has been cancelled. Could you please help me find the next available flight to London? I'd really appreciate your assistance." The staff responds, "We have a flight leaving in 2 hours. We can rebook you for that." You reply politely, "Thank you very much. I really appreciate your help. Could you please also confirm if my luggage will be transferred automatically?" Using clear, polite language even in stressful situations ensures better service, reduces anxiety, and makes staff more willing to assist. Imagine arriving at a foreign airport for the first time, and you notice the signs are in a language you don't understand. Instead of panicking, approach a staff member politely. "Excuse me, could you please tell me where I can find the information desk? I'd really appreciate your help. The staff replies, it's straight ahead near the escalators. You respond politely. Thank you very much. That's very helpful. Even in unfamiliar environments, polite and clear English allows you to ask for help confidently and reduces stress. Next, consider long layovers and connecting flights. Imagine your flight to Paris has a long wait and you want to make the most of your time. You could ask a staff member, "Hello, could you please tell me if there is a lounge where I can relax during my layover? I'd really appreciate your help, or if you need airport amenities. Excuse me, could you please tell me where the charging stations are? Thank you very much." Polite questions help staff respond quickly, ensure you have a comfortable and stress-free experience even during long waits. Finally, handling unexpected delays or last-minute changes requires calm and polite English. For example, if your flight is delayed, you can approach the airline counter and say, "Excuse me, could you please confirm the updated boarding time for flight AA102? I'd really appreciate your help." Even small phrases like, "Please, thank you, excuse me, and I'm sorry" make a big difference. They show respect, build confidence, and make staff and fellow travelers more willing to help. By practicing these dialogues and scenarios, learners can navigate check-in, security, customs, lounges, cafes, lost luggage, emergencies, and connecting flights confidently. Polite, clear, and calm English makes the airport journey smoother, safer, and more enjoyable. Airports can sometimes be stressful, but using polite English helps make every situation easier. For example, imagine your flight is delayed by 3 hours and you want to find a lounge to work or relax. You approach the lounge desk and say, "Hello, could you please tell me if I can access the lounge with my business class ticket? I'd really appreciate your guidance." The staff may answer, "Yes, you have access. Here's your pass." You respond politely, "Thank you so much. I really appreciate your help." During a layover, you may also need to ask for directions to nearby facilities. For example, "Excuse me, could you please tell me where the nearest restroom is? Thank you very much." Using polite language ensures staff respond quickly and positively, making your airport experience smoother. Next, imagine a lost passport situation. Just before boarding, you approach airport security and say, "Excuse me, I think I have misplaced my passport. Could you please advise me on what to do next? I'd really appreciate your help." Security may respond, "Please come with me to the lost and found office immediately." You reply politely, "Thank you very much for your assistance. I really appreciate it." Even in stressful situations, calm and polite English help staff take you seriously and act quickly. Now, let's look at customs declaration issues. If you purchase souvenirs or gifts that need declaration, you can say politely to the officer, "Hello, I have a few items to declare. Could you please guide me through the process? Thank you very much." The officer may respond, "Please place the items on the counter and fill out this form." You can reply politely, "Thank you for your help. I'll complete the form now." Using polite, clear language and customs keeps the Interaction, professional and stress-free. It shows respect and helps you navigate procedures efficiently. Next, consider crowded boarding areas. Airports can be chaotic and passengers may block paths or push. Using polite English reduces tension. For example, "Excuse me, would you mind if I pass through, please?" Or if someone is sitting in your reserved seat, "I'm sorry, may I take the seat? Thank you very much." Polite phrases prevent conflicts and make people more willing to cooperate even in crowded or stressful situations. Politeness is also helpful when asking for assistance with boarding, luggage, or last-minute changes. For instance, if you're boarding gate changes, you can ask, "Excuse me, could you please confirm the new boarding gate for flight BA 345? I'd really appreciate your help." Or if your boarding pass scanner is not working, "I'm sorry, could you please assist me with scanning my boarding pass? Thank you very much." Using calm, polite English ensures smoother communication, helps staff respond efficiently, and reduces frustration for everyone. By practicing these phrases in advance, learners gain confidence, fluency, and calmness, allowing them to handle everything from lounge access, lost documents, customs declarations, and crowded areas to flight changes, delays, and emergencies with confidence. Polite, clear, and calm English makes every step of the airport journey smoother, less stressful, and more enjoyable. Thank you so much for joining today's lesson here at Mr. English Lab. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below telling me what you want to learn next. Your support helps the channel grow and helps me create more lessons for you. Take care, keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next class.